Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Postal Brain Damaged, a boomer shooter spin-off of the Postal franchise, developed by Hyperstrange, a studio that entirely lives up to its name with this marvelous game that puts you inside the mind of a fart connoisseur. A game where being a furry is no longer considered to be a result of a mental deficiency that could have been mended by a pair of adults at a young age, but rather a way of life that is to be accommodated by society. A game where League of Legends players can be seen embracing the sun's grace outside the comfort of their homes. A game where you're put on the right side of the pet owning spectrum by being forced to kill dogs. Does this make you worthy of petting a medium black cat? No. There seems to be no lore reason for this bizarre feline behavior. In typical boomer shooter fashion, the game is split into 3 episodes that follow their own little plot and theme. Let's take a look at each one, starting with... The first episode, American Dream Gone Wrong, has the little premise of taking a break from the responsibilities of adulthood with a little TV binging. A delighting way to pass time on one side of the planet, while being a punishable crime on the other. Alas, the dude hit the health pipe so hard that he is dreaming about his TV being stolen by an evil, nefarious version of himself. And thus, it's up to you, well, technically me, or maybe us, to chase him down before a new Opa Jack video drops. For that, we'll go break out of jail, illegally invade the US, and cleanse its neighborhoods of demonic presence. One thing that is hard to miss while doing that is the Doom Eternal inspirations present in this game. Aside from the obvious meat hook super shotgun, there's little power-ups that mimic Doomslayer's shoulder-mounted thingy. Where in Doom Eternal you could freeze, burn, or pop enemies with your shoulder-mounted thingamajig, here in Postal Brain Damaged you can mimic that by consuming the fitting bottle of questionable liquids and engaging in public indecency, breaking several laws and creating slipping hazards for old men to fall victim to. When it comes to enemy variety, the first episode is light, but thematically driven. Anything you'd expect by the US border is here. Warwits, gun-toting mustaches, and exploding beans and sombreros. But that's nothing in comparison to what's to come in... The second episode, Soulless Asylum, is where shit starts to get real, literally. The plot of this episode is to find toilet paper, cause dude has to doo-doo. This is where the game really starts living up to the brain damage part of its name, with locations like insane asylums, spooky forests, and enemies like your mom, 5G towers, vaccinated individuals that are empowered in the vicinity of the aforementioned 5G towers, and oh look, a Doom enemy. What's next? A BFG copy too? From an artistic standpoint, the weapons in this game are fantastic. All the typical archetypes you'd expect in a boomer shooter are here, but in their own unique way. For instance, we have the pussy blower to fulfill the role of okay, let's try again. For instance, to fulfill the sniper role, you get a bow that shoots willies, codenamed Penetrator. And let me tell ya, it do be penetrating. YouTube, please don't age restrict this video. I'm merely a humble Indian farmer trying to create a living on your platform with this made up Russian gamer personality. I cannot continue living up to the work obligations of being Indian farmer stock footage guy. It is causing immense physical and emotional turmoil. And if my back happens to break, it'll be all your fault. Each weapon manages to fulfill its role with tight sound effects and clean visuals, but none shine like the pistol. If you need to get rid of weak mobs, it is your best option. It hits hard, has sound effects that make me hard, and it's fairly accurate. And I don't want to hear anything about the automatic weapons being better for clearing trash, because you know what? Gun goes brrr, more like gun goes. Additionally, every weapon has an alt fire to spice things up. Some can be used to cheese the game, while others are integral to the weapon's versatility. But none matter as much as this one specific alt fire. You see, you can use your legs to kick, which deflects projectiles when timed correctly. But if you press the alt fire button while kicking, you fart. This does absolutely nothing at game, but fart equals funny.
I don't want you here!
Episode 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we can all agree that the only thing worth doing after watching some TV and taking a number 2 is getting an autograph from the man himself, Leon Dusk.
Hi!
A noble goal that will have you going on a crusade against furries, weebs, dummy mummies, and others of similar societal value. A crusade that will have you pissing your way to space, So re-harden your
Fire cock.
and plunge straight into the goon cave. In the end of the day, every boomer shooter plays in a very similar fashion to its counterparts, therefore it needs a very strong element of self to stand out in the crowd. Thematic cohesion is that element. You look at Doom and you see a theme of hell and demons. You look at Shadow Warrior and you see a theme of Asian stereotypes. You look at Duke Nukem and you see the theme of an alien invasion. What do you see when you look at Postal Brain Damaged? Insanity manifest. But it's not just the visual aspect that matters in thematic cohesion. Sound design is just as vital. I love when games give crystal clear feedback, especially when it comes to pickups, and that's something that is nailed to perfection here. Visually, it's impossible to confuse armor, health and ammo pickups with one another. And furthermore, it's even hard to confuse different ammo types with each other due to how distinct and unique their design is. This clear-cut way of distinction also extends to audio. The pickup cues are pristine and fitting to the Postal universe. This might seem like a given set of features, but some games fail miserably in this regard. Overall, Postal Brain Damaged is a game. A piece of media used to distract oneself from hardships they must endure on a daily basis, be it civil unrest, working 2 jobs, or just being French. Whichever it may be, tranquility can be acquired. But Postal Brain Damaged is more than just a game. It is a test, a way to gauge how desensitized and far gone you truly are. Farts are funny at any age and any geographical location. But some of the jokes, references, or just visual appearances in this game require a more calloused mind. If at any point you say, "Wow, this game sure is weird," then fear not, you are by all means a healthy-minded individual. So congratulations, here's some serotonin. But if you're like me and can sit through this game without even once questioning the sanity of the people responsible for it, then based. Anyway, game good out of 10. Don't forget to slap like, slap wife, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.